18-year-old Peyton Hall from South Jordan, Utah, was a freshman at Utah Tech University. Hall tragically fell to his death from the fifth-story balcony of his apartment at Campus View Suites 2 in the early morning hours on Sunday, December 4th.
From what we understand, just prior to 2:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, the victim was in his fifth-story apartment, and at some point in time he fell over a balcony. Through witness statements and interviews with people, it appears that this is simply just a tragic accident that occurred.
Peyton landed on the ground inside the courtyard on the east side of the horseshoe-shaped building.
He was in his apartment with one of his roommates. There were also other two females that were present, and then a third male individual that was on the balcony with him when he fell over.
The students called 911 and life-saving measures were performed, but Hall was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials believe Peyton died from injuries he sustained after falling 55 feet. Officials say while the death appears to be accidental, an investigation is ongoing.
Utah Tech Police Department is investigating it. We did a significant amount of the investigation the day of. St. George Police Department came in and assisted with their detective unit with interviews and photographs, and also the representative from the medical examiner's office responded to the scene and took custody of the deceased.
A display of gifts are left at the site where Peyton fell in his remembrance.
When something like this happens on a college campus, it's difficult, but happening at Utah Tech, I think, may even be more difficult just because of how close of a community we are here. A tragedy like this affects everybody on campus.
A vigil was held on the north end of the campus on Tuesday night, remembering Peyton Hall.
Remember the good times with Peyton. Remember the good times with each other. Because as Trailblazers, we're a family and we come together.
And so the challenge is going to be, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with those memories? What are you going to do with those experiences? How are you going to make yourself better to honor Peyton for the life that he lived?
We miss him, obviously, but we love him. But we also love all of you for the influence that you had on him. And I just want you to know from our family that we're very grateful.
A moment of silence was shared in Peyton's honor. Stories were written down to later be read by family members, and many tears were shed and hugs abound for the loss of a good friend and loved one. Those who knew him and loved him said he had a zest for life.
This young man was very engaged in campus life. He had a considerable amount of friends, all of which are very, very concerned and heartbroken about this tragedy. He was active around campus. I know that he spent a lot of time in the HPC gym with some very close friends. He's in very good standing with the university, pulling good grades as a freshman, his first semester in college. So he will be greatly missed by many people across the campus.
The Southwest Behavioral Health Center mobile crisis team was on campus to provide mental health support to students and others involved, and counseling is still available through the Utah Tech Booth Wellness Center.
This is a time where the campus community just needs to embrace itself, embrace each other, use the resources that are available to us on campus. The Booth Wellness Center is a wealth of resources that's available to the entire campus community, but we also need to take the time to grieve. We have to take the time to grieve and be thankful and move on together.
Funeral services will be held in South Jordan on Saturday with a viewing the day before.
I honestly want to extend my deepest condolences to the family. This is a terrible tragedy that happened. We are all heartbroken, especially those that were directly involved. Both officers and staff from this campus community that were there that night, and also the young adults that were witnesses. My heart goes out to them, and truly we are sorry.
From Utah Tech University, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.